This is the Distracted and Disorderly podcast. I'm Chris, and this is Kayla.
This is Kayla.
We're just fucking idiots.
This
Let's
is
go.
Kayla. You want to be generous today?
Welcome us back.
Me.
Yeah, it's your turn. Welcome us back.
I could steal your spotlight today.
Do the spotlight today.
Podcast.
Do the spot.
Welcome back, shitheads.
Ooh.
That's you guys' names. We don't have dis and dis people. It's their shitheads. That's their name now.
I would call them disorderlies.
If we had like a following, what would our crowd be?
I don't know. distracteddisorderly@gmail.com. Let us know.
You don't have an idea?
I would call them disorderlies, like orderlies, but disorderlies because we're distracted and disorderly. So disorderlies. Makes sense to me.
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, now you did, didn't you? You like that?
No, I still don't get it. Like underlings? What do you mean orderlies?
Like orderlies at a hospital? Like there used to be orderlies. They're kind of like security, but they're more like just helpers and stuff. They're called orderlies. You don't know what an orderly is? You've never heard that term? I thought you were... Listen, I thought you were...
Go ahead. He goes, you don't know one thing? Thought you were smart. I'm so much smarter than you, Kayla.
Oh my God. Orderly. An attendant in a hospital responsible for the non-medical care of patients and the maintenance of order and cleanliness. Or a soldier who carries out orders or performs minor tasks for an officer, in which case you are the officer and you can tell your...
When was this term used?
Orderly.
Oh, that was a hot...
No shit, stupid ass.
I think it's still used. Oh, what are orderlies called now?
I didn't ask you what they're called
CNA.
now. Yeah, stupid. When did they stop using that term?
I don't know.
Before my time? Before I was born?
I
Or
don't know.
receptive enough to understand what that was? Oh. How strange.
What are you talking about? It's not... That's... No.
Type in the origin of that word. Oh boy. Guys, this is what's happening. Now he's hooked
The
on
origin?
this word.
Let's see.
What were you looking up before I said that?
When
Don't
did we
shush me.
stop using the term orderlies? To answer your question,
Orderlies are now called by many other names: patient care assistants, nursing assistants, and direct care staff. Orderlies never disappeared. Rather, their job titles are now more politically correct to fit in with the changing times.
PC
So
ass
you're-
bitch.
So you're using a term that isn't politically correct. Like the
Fuck,
R
I'm
word.
getting canceled. Oh my God.
Or the N word.
What if I accidentally say recycle? What if I accidentally say...
Canceled. Don't say that one.
fantasy?
LGBTQIA
What if I
plus
accidentally
community
say
will come after you.
Lebanon. What if I say...
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Anyways, this podcast isn't about Chris
It's
being
not
a total
disrespectful
incel.
to be called a...
No, shut up, I don't care.
Whoa.
It's in the past. This episode isn't about Chris being an incel the whole time, guys.
Bring us
Really
in.
Sorry.
Bring us in. You're doing great.
Just want to clarify, you really pissed me off. This is the second take here.
Bring us in. Let's go.
Rein us in. Come on, Kayla. We both have ADHD. Rein us in.
Keep us on track.
We're working on it. Me
She's
and my other
learning, folks.
personalities are toning you out.
She's getting really good at this.
Reining you in, even though you're a grown-ass adult and you can definitely do it yourself. Okay. So this episode is going to be part 2 of Dark Gatherings. I don't know what the fuck you're doing with that thing, but maybe put it down. Don't choke yourself out with the cord for all the audio listeners. He's not
So
don't
part
worry.
2, Dark Gathering. We watched episodes 5 and 6, and again,
These are my 2 favorite episodes. You said that before, but I'm going to agree with you.
these are my 2 favorite episodes so far, and I bet it's going to get better. It feels like one of those shows that just gets
Oh, you're going to keep
better.
watching?
Maybe.
Not in your own free time. Definitely not.
I want to
It's gonna
watch.
be forced by the podcast.
My free time has a lot of other stuff going on right now, but Honestly, the only TV I watch is Pluto TV before I fall asleep, and it's usually the old episodes of
My
Wheel of
other
Fortune.
free time is taken up by Jeopardy.
Why do you look like that? Oh my god,
That's
you
what
look
you
like
look
a
like to
fucking
me.
llama.
Is it because of the ears?
No. So episodes 5 and 6. What was episode 5, Kayla? Take us away.
Oh no, you did the beginning first. I want to hear how you were going about this
Did I
until
do
you
all
interrupted
right?
my audio.
I remember
Yeah, you
it pretty
did.
clearly. Okay,
Yeah,
so
no.
Aiko.
Oh wait, we're gonna preface this again because take 2. He did not take notes this time. So if he does well, he's a fucking liar. Continue.
Yeah, but listen, I watched these
Nope.
episodes
Continue.
a little while ago. Usually I've watched them 3-4 days ago.
Continue.
Okay. All right, episode 5. Aiko and Kitaro with how should I say it like that? Aiko and Kitaro were getting
Whatever
ready.
feels comfortable.
Aiko and Kitaro were getting. She was like getting him all dressed up and giving him some framed glass, little glasses frames, and she was kind of coaching him on how to make friends because he's having trouble making friends. He's awkward. He's a loner. He should just not give a fuck and be himself. But he's trying to go out and make friends, and she's coaching him through it. And yeah,
Through what? For what?
because he needs friends. Because he's upset that all his friends.
No. What is the most important thing that's happening the next day? His first day of college.
Oh, is it the first day? Okay, I missed that part about it being the first day.
That's why he's so nervous about getting his outfit right and looking approachable.
I thought they already started. Oh, that was registration day. Okay.
Yeah, that was with the whole fire and the weird.
But he already went to a class. He already went to a class. That's why I was confused.
That was orientation.
Oh.
So it's before the first day of college. You get to like pick the classes you want, get to see what they're about, blah blah blah.
It has been like a month since I watched this.
It's been a long time since we've seen the other one.
Part 2.
I like watched back a little bit of the first episode, the last episode from, what was it, episode 4 was the last one we did?
Yes.
Yeah,
that
so
was the teacher
4.
with the cursed tape. Yeah.
I was like, that's not what it looked like before.
Listen, anime fans. We're doing this for you. We're doing this for us. This is fun. I like it. Kayla watches this stuff. But
for me.
Yeah, mainly for her. Anime stands, anime fans. We got any Kayla stands out there? You know?
Hopefully not. Don't do that. Don't do that.
She's so fucking.
Don't do that.
But anyways, okay, take us away. So what happens? He goes to make some friends.
He goes to his first day of school, and to try and get along with people, he thought it'd be a good idea to join like an after school group. What do they call those? It's like it's just
club.
Like yeah, we'll call it a club. And he joins this travel club where some guy, what was it? It starts with a G, his name, which is super important in context. Can you look it up while I'm telling the story? Because it will make more sense moving on. His name is super important in the show.
Really?
No, yeah. Because when he gets drugged in the next episode, his name is important. Anyways, so the guy who started the group, who is the leader of the group, who takes them on the trips, organizes everything, whatever, was like, oh yeah, we're going to go for the thing. We're all going to talk about traveling. We're all going to go through this travel group and see what we like, blah, blah, blah. They go to like a restaurant or something where Kitaro sits down with 2 other people, but they have completely different subjects that they're majoring in. And he just, because he's socially awkward, doesn't know how to continue a conversation as smooth as you think he would.
Well,
and then the leader,
was it Nagayama?
Nagayama, that's his name. Nagayama, the group leader, he comes up and he goes, hey, it looks like you're struggling a little bit. We're going to go out afterwards and you can come hang out with us. It's a handful of us are going out to drink and have dinner or whatever. He was like, yeah, awesome idea. As this is happening, the girls are using the lens that Aiko made.
Yeah, we find out that they're spy glasses and she's like monitoring him right down to his damn heart rate.
So it cuts into a scene where she's at home and then Yayoi walks in on her and she's like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh my fucking God, she saw it. And so Yayoi finds it, looks through it.
She calls her out for it too. She's like,
I love that she was so nonchalant afterwards though. She's like, ew, yikes, yikes, yikes. But also you're smart as fuck for building these glasses on your own.
And the next thing you know, they're doing like a web show. That part was great.
Yeah, they like cut to like broke through the 3rd wall and they're like, so, and
4th wall.
Anyways, Fourth wall. You're right.
That's okay.
It's fine.
With all due respect, I still have to correct. Put that on a t-shirt, bitch.
No, I already told you you're right. You don't need to go all out because
No,
I said
like,
you're right.
seriously, that was a good saying. I just came up with some fire shit. You tell me that's not fire right now.
I wouldn't wear that on a t-shirt. That's like
doesn't have to
moms
be.
posting their breakfast on Facebook.
I bet I can make a meme out of that and go viral.
Do it.
With all the, I'll put it on Book Talk.
Book Talk? I'm part of Book Talk.
I know.
That wouldn't work.
I know. With all due respect, this book's all about the dick. Okay, so ogres and fairies.
Anyways,
fucking.
so then
okay.
he goes to this dinner. It cuts to them getting in the car as they're leaving, and he's going to drive everybody home because he's sober. So he's the only one that doesn't drink, apparently. And then he sits down. He goes, here, have this water. Why don't you sober up? And then apparently, like he's like, oh, sorry, I just got like a shock. This might sound really weird, but I'm very sensitive to supernatural. He's like, oh, you'll love this story. Do you remember what happens? I feel like you should tell this part.
Yeah, he starts telling them about the club, the suicide club, that the first day of school they get together and they go commit suicide.
Apartment T.
But there's, it's like Block T or something like that. But, and he tells them that they never get caught because there's always one guy with the same name, Nagayama. And he's the one that leads them off, and he never gets caught because he also kills himself too. But there's always a new one born, a new one coming up, a new Nagayama. But he doesn't quite tell him what it is yet. He finds out after that Nagayama's possessed. He gets possessed. Well, Nagayama's like the spirit.
Yeah, so Nagayama possesses, his real name was like Michiro or something like that.
So something like that.
And he was already a troubled kid, so apparently Nagayama is a spirit that possesses these people, and then they now go as Nagayama.
Troubled. Yeah, it looks for someone who's like bad news and has issues.
Somebody who's going to be more susceptible to his terrible ideas. But so he ends up, drugging everybody in the car apparently, because then when you cuts to the building that he's in, that he says there was like 133 suicides in like 1980 or something like that. It cuts to the building and they're already hanging, and he's like, you're next, buddy. And then he fucking wakes up and he's like, okay. So this is when the girls are seeing everything through the lens, and Yayui's like, oh, he's possessed. Like, oh, okay, yeah. It's like, cool. Yayui is so cute because she's so nonchalant about this. She's like, yeah, he's possessed. And then Aiko's like,
she's like, oh, he's possessed.
Is it Aiko? Do I keep calling her wrong?
Aiko, yeah. It's Aiko.
She sounds like a candy, like a minty candy.
Oikos. You're thinking of Oikos yogurt.
Probably.
John Stamos here
the
for Oikos.
Protein yogurt. I was like, why does this sound like food?
Oikos.
I don't know.
Eikos.
We're calling her Aiko. He says
Aiko.
it like a little weird.
Eiko.
Eiko. Nothing? You said that real weird.
No, that's how you spell it. Eiko.
I know.
But you were like, Iakio.
Iakio. Anyways, the girls find out. They immediately jump in the car and they're like, yeah, we're going to do something about this. So they barge in. I thought that Yayoi was going to smash this man with that bottle, and then she just like crammed it down his throat and forced him to drink the fucking gold.
Oh, don't forget when they walked in. This is why I like the show. They walk in and it's dark and like creepy in there, and all the students are lined up hanging already. And
that's what I know.
He was the last one standing on a chair, Kitaro, and
and he's like, "You're fixed."
Yeah, it was good. It was a good episode.
It's super weird, but the detail when they zoomed in on them was like veins and
it was awesome.
Everything. They did put a suicide warning out before the episode, and they put on a helpline after the episode. We're just gonna preface that because we also have to like make sure that we can put up a warning for suicide.
Yes.
So
it was such a good episode. Both of them are really good. So yeah, so she ends up she basically rescues him, but what happened when they were leaving?
Oh, well, I just think the pair of them are like perfect because she can see them and he can like sense them, whatever.
Yeah.
But before that happens though, she uses the bottle to get the demon out of him because apparently the liquid that she has separates the demon from the body.
It was,
but the kid still ended up committing suicide.
It was like sake with gold in it.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
guy ended up still committing suicide after the fact. Moichi, what the fuck was his name?
It's
The
okay.
the troubled guy,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's okay.
And then as they're walking out, because they're like, oh, okay, you know, like we saved the kids are alive, they got to them before they were dead. The police can deal with this, now run. Like they can deal with this. Let's get out of here. We got fucking
And that's when Kitaro, he feels something briefly.
yeah, but I know I'm getting there. When they got to the end of the building, he's like, oh my god, I've never felt anything like that before. And then fucking cute little Yayoi, she looks up and she's like, oh, that makes sense. She goes, yeah, Moichi died. He hung himself. And he goes, I thought we got the demon out of him. She goes, yeah, but there's another thing that's feeding off of this thing, and he eats the souls. And I was like, oh, but
He has
the way
them
that he
hang
was like,
themselves because he eats. It's easier for him to eat their body.
yeah,
Yeah, some weird shit.
really
It's cool.
gross.
I like it. It was cool. I like that stuff. That was a cool episode.
I thought that one was cool. I think I like the second one better though.
Second
Because I learned
one,
more about Aiko.
yeah, the second one, they want to go. They're gonna go camping.
As like here's a refresh from what just happened for
Yeah,
Yayoi
let's
and
get
for
away. Yeah, so they go
Ty-
camp. They go set up their campsite. They go out there. I am yawning like a motherfucker tonight. But anyways, they set up their campsite,
Cut
which
that
I
shit
like the
out.
visuals. It was really good. It's like a shallow water like river. It's fun. They're enjoying it. He's fishing. He has a little fishing competition going on with Yayoi, and they're catching like everything but the trout they wanted to catch. That was a good scene too. I really liked that scene.
I thought it was funny because they're like, we're gonna have this little competition while we're catching fish.
Yeah.
Because he was the goal or the agreement that they had was that whoever caught the most fish was what the fuck? I keep forgetting his goddamn name. The fuck is the kid's name? The one who feels spirits. Kitaro. I kept wanting to say Tai something. Kitaro was going to agree to let her live her life, whether she dies or she lives happy or she's miserable, whatever.
Yeah.
Or she stops, or he doesn't get involved with the getting on the adventures and trying to catch goat or spirits with her.
Yeah.
So whatever, and neither of them caught anything. So that kind of just flew out the window. They get back, and then Aiko caught all the fish and everything for them as she's making all of the other food. So they're like, oh, okay, this is fun.
They show back up just in time for kebabs and all sorts of goodies. And they're all happy. And then he ends up hanging out, like he goes out at night into the water with Aiko.
Well, they put Yayoi down, and she's like, oh, we're gonna go for a walk. And they're talking about he's talking about how he doesn't have the decision made and asking her how she feels about the curse and if she could get rid of it, would she?
Yeah.
And then
he
like
says
after they have this
about
whole
her a lot.
Yeah, he's like, I care about you a lot, so this means a lot to me, and blah blah blah. And I think that's where he made the decision that he was going to help Yayoi catch spirits. And and then that's when she sees somebody jumping off of the bridge,
like a shadow too. It's like,
but she probably can't tell. You know what I mean? Like we know that it's the shadow, but from how far away she is and how dark it is,
yeah, she
it
gets
probably
a little
looks
panicky.
like somebody's actually jumping.
She gets a little panicky about it, but then she doesn't see anything after that, and he doesn't see anything, and he doesn't feel anything. Weirdly enough, either. So then they're heading back, and of course, the next scene we see the shadow in her tent. And next thing we know, she's walking towards the bridge because she has to go on the bridge. I gotta go on the bridge. I gotta go on the bridge. I gotta go on the bridge. And Kitaro is like freaking out.
He senses that she's awake because of his weird supernatural instinct.
He's like connected to her, but he ends up having to wake up Yayoi, and they have to follow her up there, right? And she's trying to like go up the bridge because she wants to jump off the bridge. Obviously, they think at first she's possessed, but she's not. Spoiler alert for all this stuff. But she thinks she's not. They find out that she's being influenced, like controlled, rather than possessed.
I didn't understand the difference there. I felt like it was still possessed.
Yeah, it was like she was being compelled rather than like actual being taken over.
Well, because once he told and caught fucking Yayoi up to date about like, oh, well, she said this about the bridge. We got to go over there. And then Yayoi's like, oh, yeah, we just have to bring her to the bridge. And Kitaro's like, shouldn't we not do that? Because like, so it's what she's trying to jump. So she's like, yeah, I got these ropes from an abandoned sanctuary, which must have been the mama with all the Buddha babies and everything. That was all fucking weird.
Yeah.
But so they have a plan, and they get there, and there's like 10 spirits.
Well, can we talk about the scene? This is my favorite scene, was when they're in the water over there, and he's walking with her, and he ends up he falls, right? And he's like, his mouth is barely coming out of the water.
That's after.
Is this after the bridge thing?
That's after the bridge thing.
Okay.
Because they caught 2 on the bridge, and then they get the rest in the water.
Yeah, but that part when her face changes, and then he falls in, and she looks all crazy, and then you see the
Don't jump ahead yet. Don't jump ahead yet. Don't jump ahead yet. That part's the best part, so don't jump ahead yet.
I am excited.
Okay. Well, they're on the bridge,
Listen,
and then
folks.
they fucking use salt and rice dolls to fucking catch the spirit, but they fall off of the bridge.
Methods.
But they fell off the fucking bridge, and at this point, the audience, us, doesn't know that they're tied to rope. So I'm like, they're fucking dead, bro. They're dying.
Yeah, it's
they're
like a foot of water. It's like 6 inches of water.
And it's a big ass bridge. Like, if
although
you jumped,
that rope should have fucked up a bunch of his spine. But anyways,
it also should have broke, because it wasn't like a rock climbing rope. It was literally like
braided
straw.
rope.
It wasn't good.
But
and they ended up
the rope
catching the
catches
spirits. Because Yayoi a bad bitch, and she fucking tortures the shit out of them. She's like, either you die or you get in this fucking rice bag. Because she's trying to collect as many spirits as she can to fight the one that killed her parents.
She's crazy. I like how she's on it. She's always just like, you have 2 choices. You could either die or you could get in this bag of rice.
I know, it's so weird.
You have 3 seconds. I will count to 3. And it's like,
she did. I was like, I would listen to her. I would do whatever she says.
You have
She's
2
so
choices.
Scary. We are 2 pupils, bro.
You can either give me ice cream right now, or I
die.
make you eat broccoli till you die. Like, that's how she'd be as a child.
But she's like cutesy evil.
You could either read me a bedtime story, or you could fucking die. Like, that's how
you could buy my fucking spirits.
You're gonna let me stay home from school and buy me McDonald's, or you could fucking die. Like, that's how.
I like your little imitation of a child, like a female child.
You could get me the new iPhone, or you could fucking die.
Oh my god. But she does. She talks to them. She's like, I know how to handle this. And then fucking, oh my god. Well, I mean, with the first episode though, Aiko finally saw her fight a spirit for the first time. She's like, she just took down a grown ass fucking man.
Yeah, she took down a grown ass man.
Yeah, bitch.
She's like a little ninja though. She got them shoes on. They look like the bombs that fly across the screen in Super Mario Brothers. Fucking.
She also has little shark feet.
That's what I'm talking about. Those shoes remind me of the bombs that go across the screen in Mario Brothers.
Oh, the bullets. Yeah,
the bullets.
I was like, damn, okay. But she so then they still get her back after, and then so they caught 2 spirits. They caught 2 spirits out of this, and they thought that Aiko was good, but then she was still
fucked up. Well, that's like yeah, and that's where he ends up falling in the water, right? Are we at that part?
Yeah, so they felt wait. So they took her back to the tent.
Putting me back in suspense like I'm watching the episode again.
You're welcome. So they take her back to the tent, and she's like, we need to come up with a plan.
Really?
So they give Kitaro a fucking bottle of that weird gold flake shit, and then they also give him a voodoo doll, and he has to like make himself throw up. But that's when you get to, I'll let you explain the part. You're all excited about when they get to the water. I haven't. I want to though.
It's really good, like freezer cold, but you can also get it hot. And it's good hot. Anyways. All right, so they're down in the water and she's still a little flubbed up, and then her face changes and scares the fucking testicles right back into his stomach, and he falls backwards into the water.
He barely has any, dude. Let him have his testes.
No, they went right back up. Bloop, bloop. Right in his tummy.
In his stomach.
She looked maniacal. She was like, bah! Suddenly her face changed. Her nose disappeared.
Her mouth was the shape of like...
Her mouth became her mouth and eyes just absorbed her nose and just got crazy.
But it was like the view from like when you put flashlight underneath your face.
Yeah, and then
real not good.
Falls backwards into the water and it covers everything but his mouth.
No. He gets dragged back into the water by 4 spirits. One's holding his 2 people are holding his legs, and then his hands down. They're like holding him down to drown him.
Yeah. and
drag him through the fucking water.
and it's just his mouth is showing, and then she's trying to pour like something down there, and it's like they're trying to
There's
possess
an
him.
eyeball.
Yeah,
An eyeball goes
yeah, it
up.
was weird because she like picks up the water, and then there's an eyeball in the water, and then she starts like,
Whatever was possessing her was trying to use her to get him cursed. Oh, we fucking skipped the most important part. They lured Aiko out as bait. They really wanted to get Kitaro the whole time.
Yeah, they were trying to get him the whole time.
We got ahead of ourselves. We skipped it. We backtrack. It's distracted and disorderly for a reason.
I get a little distracted, okay? Because then
you fucking you actually have stuff in your brain today. You don't need notes.
Because I watched it today and not 3 days ago. That's why I take
Maybe you should start doing that instead.
That's true. I barely made it, though. I barely made it in time. Although I did have an extra hour.
See?
But, anyways, he remembers that he has the sake, like you said, and he drinks it, and freaking she catches that spirit. And that's the one, right?
They threw up into. She said you have to throw up onto the doll.
Yeah, you have to put it in your mouth and spit it onto the doll or some shit like that. So, but this is this the part where she puts them all in a circle and she's like, which one of you is influencing Aiko?
No, remember the Chinese doll that was like in the basement at his Graham's house? She brought the teddy bear that had that fucking spirit in it.
Yeah,
and after she had taken the two that were holding him down in the water, because she's like, spirits are so easy to catch when they're distracted by their prey. And she fucking got those two after he'd thrown up on the other doll. And she's like, oh, they weren't paying attention. It was easy. So she used those two as bait. She had the doll from the China fucking collection. And she goes, you guys need to talk it out amongst yourselves. Either I kill these two or you guys get in the rest of the dolls that I have right here. So she baited them and was like, let me do this the smart way. You clearly care about these two because you guys are traveling in packs.
Right.
So get in my dolls. And they all did. And then she put them in the circle.
She puts them in the little circle. And then she was like, tell me which one of you is influencing Aiko. And, they lie at first. And she stabs one in the freaking head.
She pulls out box cutter,
it was like brrr, and she just sliced one's head fucking open.
She's like, I don't like
crazy
liars.
Out of nowhere. She's like, I'd like to catch trout with you and then cut someone's fucking forehead open. But and then
she was like, I don't like liars, and then stabbed the one that lied because they all have like their little shadows that point in different directions in the circle.
Then they really point out who's doing it. And of course, Aiko remembers nothing.
No, but they pointed out who's doing it, and then the other spirits ate that one.
Yeah.
The bad spirit that she had ate that one.
Yes.
And then she wakes up and she's like, oh my God, I had no fucking idea. I wish I didn't miss that.
I know I'm skipping little pieces, but this is where we get to the part where I'm sure she likes Kitaro, but I think 90.
Oh wait, I want to hear your opinion on this.
Well, what I got from this was that she's really she's more scientific and more what's the word I want to use? I don't know fucking there's a word I want to use and I can't think of it, but she's more interested in researching the spiritual world and the other that stuff. I think she's more interested in the science behind what's going on than Kitaro, but she actually likes Kitaro, but I think she likes the science more. So she's willing to risk their lives to figure out and do her research.
I halfway agree with you. Because there's two things that really stood out to me that made me think.
Go ahead, you pay more attention than I do to this stuff.
So the sentimental talk that they had afterwards showed me that she was emotionally attached to him. Where she's like, I love you, I care about you, we're connected, and I love that she likes the fact that he can't do regular things without her. Yeah. I feel like she almost hopes that he's not ever going to go back to where he socially was beforehand, because when they were watching him on the cam and he had an awkward conversation, she goes, it proves that he does need me. And then Yayoi was like, I feel like you said that too happy that he needs you. And then when they're talking about loving each other, blah blah, they did the pinky promise with the cursed hands, specifically with their hairy gross fucking hands. And then when they get home after the camping trip, she's eavesdropping on Yayoi and Kitaro because Kitaro agrees to do spirit hunting with her.
Right.
She's eavesdropping and says that she is. I don't remember exactly how she said it, but it was along the lines of like,
She
we are
basically set everything
finally.
up. She
Well,
set
well,
everything up.
no, not that. That's separate. So she's like, we're finally like one. We're finally like one. But when she was talking about the scientific part, I agree with you on that. But she's obsessed and infatuated with him, and also gets to research him because she still loves the horror stuff. Because she was like, "What's the
Yeah.
difference between studying and researching?" And she's like, "I want to know
She was
everything
talking
about
to
you."
him about that. Yeah.
Yeah, because she wants to know all of his supernatural stuff, but she also wants him to only do the stuff with her.
Yeah.
And she set up like Yayoi and him meeting, which fulfilled the side of her that's curious, but also she doesn't like she wants him.
But she
like,
knew Yayoi. It's like
shrine?
she knew that Yayoi was the way she was, and because she already knew, obviously, but she brought them together for her personal gain in this research, is what I got from that, though.
In the research, yes,
Yeah.
but she's in love with him.
Yeah.
She's in fact like the shrine alone. I know you're curious about his supernatural shit, but she loves him.
Can I say one
and
thing?
She said that.
And I don't mean
What?
I'm just gonna say this because I noticed it, not because I'm being an asshole. They really did emphasis on her boobs when they were camping the whole time. There was always times where her shirt was like super tucked, and they were like, boom. There was like so many.
That's the first time I noticed that. I didn't.
Yeah,
because
they haven't. It's been pretty normal. It's been pretty normal.
Yeah.
Anime usually takes it to a place where I'm like, come on, I was really liking the story and everything, and you got to do this dumb shit. But like this episode, like they really did emphasis on like her figure and stuff. I noticed. And I don't know why this episode.
Well, I mean, they're getting into college, so this could be like they're transitioning into hopefully them, because they're in like a weird part right now where he's gonna transition into a badass. I guarantee it, because now he's just accepting his weird supernatural ability.
Yeah.
So I think that they're gonna do like a character development, and they might look a little more mature, but because they're going into college. I was gonna say something else that was important about that, but I can't fucking remember now. Had to do with them.
Well, she's infatuated with him.
Yayoi, I'm starting to question if Yayoi is related to her. I do think that she loves him, but like you said, she's still obsessed with the research. I'm not 100% sure if Yayoi is like blood related to her now. Because it was like her aunt and uncle that died or something, but it was Yayoi's parents, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not sure if they're related now, because I feel like it's too much of a coincidence that she needed them to come together and she planned all of it for them to come together.
Yeah.
And that was your relative and your best friend. I just feel like it's a little fishy right now, so I'm not sure.
We'll find out more as the season goes on. There is a couple more episodes. We're going to come back to Dark Gathering in a few more weeks or so. Maybe.
But that was episode 5 and 6 that we just.
I mean, we got October coming, so we have some plans for October. Any of you listening, we have some plans. Like I got some things in the works. I'm not going to say anything now.
We might have to put Dark Gatherings on pause until after spooky season, though.
Yeah,
maybe it's still spooky, but
yeah, like I said, I got a couple things in the works. I'm hoping to nail it down before I announce anything. But hopefully, we can have a fun October on Distracted and Sorely podcast. Maybe line up a couple interviews, some stuff like that. I think I'm trying to push.
You keep using the word "I."
Who?
You said
mean?
I have this happen. I have this. We.
I said Distracted and Sorely.
Our podcast. No, you said I have set up this. I have something coming for October.
I was gonna say I am hoping to convince Kayla to do a short horror story, like short scary story episode where we each go on our own and find some short scary little story things, creepypastas, whatever. Try to find something that's not already out there, and we're not gonna be talking about Jeff the Killer and shit, but like just find maybe some fun stuff to do. Let's do a scary story episode, but honestly, distractedsorely@gmail.com.
I'm gonna get a voice changer so that I sound like I have a deep voice.
I'm gonna cut you like a fish. That's what you're gonna do.
I don't want
to
sound like Chucky.
That's
Chucky
scary.
is laughable.
That was Scream.
Yeah, but your voice sounded like Chucky.
Oh my
God.
God.
Like Chucky.
I don't sound like Brad Dourif. I couldn't do that if I wanted to. That's an iconic
You
voice.
just did! That's why I said that. I don't care
that was
about
the voice changer when he's like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" Sydney.
That was
I'm gonna cut you like a fish. That's how he says it.
I know, I've seen it a million times.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Okay, you did. I got to see the new one.
With the mask thing? I haven't seen it a million times.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mask thing.
Okay. Okay. Well,
But we're hoping to line up some fun stuff in October. What do you think?
I'm going to do an episode without Chris. I am going to arrange a few things without Chris. And I will make sure it goes viral. Thank you.
Almost. But bad movie series. How do you like it so far? We did 2 episodes. Let us know. Hit us up on the socials. We're on Twitter. We're on all of them. Dis and Dispod, Distracted Disorderly Podcast. Fuck that shit. Distracted Disorderly Podcast on Instagram, Dis and Dispod on TikTok, Dis and Dispod on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Email us, distracteddisorderly@gmail.com. We're still streaming.
A few things a couple of times.
Huh?
You did fine.
I'm reiterating. We're still having a game night every Thursday at Navital on Twitch, at CK Riffs on Twitch. We're live streaming every Thursday. We haven't skipped one yet, I don't think, but we're killing it. We're killing it, man. No, really. Come watch us. Come chat with us. We got the chat going on. Come talk to us. Come hang out. If you play, let us know. We're still on that Fortnite shit. We're enjoying it.
I got my new PC, bitch.
Oh yeah, Kayla's PC is in. She's still getting all set up, but she
can't play mouse and key yet because of these fuckers.
She's going to be back up recording the podcast episodes so that we have a backup, and she's also going to be streaming way more often. She's almost set up. I'm thinking by this weekend she's going to be all ready to rock and roll. By Thursday, I hope.
I'm locking myself in my room. Tonight I was going to do it, but we have a podcast, so priorities.
Yes, but anyways, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Anything else, Kayla?
We're not going to call our audience what you thought we were going to call them, so we got to find a new name.
What do you want to be called? Distractingdisorderly@gmail.com. You want to be called Disorderlies? What do you want to be called? Slipknot's got the maggots, and everyone's got their own version of stuff. But what would our fans be called? What would our fans be called? Help us grow, though. Rate, subscribe, review us. If you can review us or rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, that really helps us out. You know that stuff. We're on YouTube. Come see us on YouTube. You see our faces. We film all of it now.
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds to like a video on any platform, and also subscribe or follow. It takes 2 fucking seconds.
Like,
for people,
comment.
all the views that I saw on Chris's post this week. And what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, that's all right.
Rude.
But
Rude.
Christopher K on Spotify. I got a few songs out on there. Check them out. Thank you for listening.
Rips.
That's not what it is on Spotify. My music is Christopher
Me,
K.
It's
Christopher K on there, but I'm using CK Riffs from other. Either way, nobody fucking cares. Distractingdisorderly@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Say goodbye, Kayla.
Bye-bye.